this tropic point aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour.
Okay, today this is chapter 5613. Our gray water tank the float seems to be stuck. So we're going down here and we're going to take the top off, take a look down inside, see if we can unstick the float, and we're also going to pump the tank out. So here we go. Okay, you open your floor hatch, and after you open your floor hatch, you can see we've accessed the gray water tank. And right here, you can see I got the flashlight shining on this round silver cap that has 6 bolts in it, and those are 10mm bolts, just so you know. So you got to get a 10mm wrench and put it on reverse. You can take the bolts out, backing them out, and we'll do that here in a second. I can't hold this and turn the wrench, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I have an assistant here holding the camera for me. So I've accessed the panel, and you can see down here I've started removing the bolts. I've got them all loose now, so you can just pull them out by hand. And remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So we're turning all the bolts left to get them out. Okay, we've now accessed the panel, and you can see inside the tank that there is still water. Cannot see the float, unfortunately, but we are going to just hit the manual pump. We're going to pump everything out. Okay, you can now hear the pump running. We're removing the excess water from the tank. So, since we can't see the float, we did get it pumped out. It was empty until it started pumping air. And what I'm going to do, there's a little odor coming out of here since it is a gray water tank. I'm going to pour a little bit of the odorless holding tank odor that we use in our black tank, small amount in here, with the solo cup in the access port. And I'm hoping that now that we've got the tank empty, if the float is hung up, sometimes it'll just jog herself loose. This will solve the problem. So now I'm going to replace the cap, put the 6 screws back in that are 10mm now. And I don't have an assistant, so I will be turning the camera off. Alright, putting the final touches back on, tighten the bolts. You just want to do a little pattern here so you don't get one side tighter than the other on O-rings. You want to crisscross, kind of like you do when you're putting your lugs on your, you're tightening lugs on a car. You never go in a circle, you always go back and forth. And remember, this is righty-tighty, not lefty-loosey. Now they're all tight. Got all the screws in, so now we just got to hope that when the tank fills up again that the float has dislodged itself and it'll work. If not, we'll just have to do a manual pump on it until we can get back to the United States and have it fixed. This episode, hope you've enjoyed it. And my assistant has already stepped away. She is actually listening to an audiobook right now, which we do that a lot on our trips. So we'll see you next time, folks. Have a good one.